Hi, everyone, and welcome to the episode number 56 of the Couch on Ice podcast. Today, it's going to be another just short man crew. We got just Chase and I today. Jordan's not feeling too good. So, we're just going to do a little bit of a shorter one today, talk about a little bit of stuff going around the news, all the bullshit kneeings that keep happening, maybe some Olympic talk, some lack of money in Arizona. But before we get into that, I'll throw it over to Chase. What'd you get up to the past couple days there, buddy?
Oh, not too much. Got that tight window between podcasts. Really not too much, honestly.
Yeah, very tight window. One thing I will say is I have had like so much ghost pain in my knee from watching all these plays in hockey that like I can just feel my knee flinching every time I hit it. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
you had a knee.
Yeah, I have a knee issue.
Knee injury.
Yeah, I had a really bad knee injury playing soccer and broke my kneecap at the bottom of it. Part of the bone chipped off. So it's not 100%. So whenever I see stuff like that, my leg will like jerk. And yeah, it just makes me like cringe and like, I hate seeing that stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. And we've been seeing
Lots, way too much of it.
Yeah, it's been so crazy. I can't believe this, honestly. Like,
neither can I.
Even weird hits like that Spezza hit, like what?
Well, let's get into the suspension and stuff. Talk with the kneeing. Do you want to go on with the Spezza?
Yeah, let's do that.
Start off with the Spezza knee, and I'll start off with the information. Spezza suspended 6 games for his knee on Neil Pionk, which shouldn't have happened in the game, but I'll get into that after. But he is set to appeal it and has a very good case to have it reduced. So, anyways, you can continue on the Spezza knee on what you saw and a lot.
Yeah, no, it was just a weird hit. Like I don't know. Like obviously,
timing was slightly off. Yeah,
he was going down without a stick. Like he had no stick, so he was like I don't know. How did you not notice he was going to hit it with his glove? And like, well, obviously that's not what you do. Like I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I got one thing to say. It was a dirty hit. It was a very dirty hit and very uncharacteristic for Spezza. Like I was shocked to see that was Spezza that threw the hit, because that was probably the last guy on the Leafs I'd expect to throw a hit all season, let alone a dirty one. Now
he's all happy because he might be able to light up old Pionk.
Yeah, well, the reasoning this hit happened was for multiple reasons. One, the biggest one, Pionk kneeing Sandin, which was dirty as well. Yeah. I don't think as bad, obviously, but it was very dirty. Sandin, there was a chance that Sandin could have been out for the season. Leaf fans were worrying.
Well, that could be why this got so many games. It's like simply like this is what we're scared of in the NHL.
Yes.
Is that it's not the first one, this random play that happens where somebody gets a need. We'll do the suspensions, and obviously there's a little bit of intent because you're not hitting right. You shouldn't. Yeah. We're trying
never
to keep
lead
you guys
with your knee.
Not exactly, and stuff like that.
Never. That was the first rule I learned when hit hockey came in. You never lead with your knee, and you keep your head up. First rules I learned.
But like, is it extended because this is more of a retaliation? You know, like we want to get that out of the game. We have to somehow find a way for these players to see plays kind of like that and still be able to have a calm mind and play the same and not get emotion.
Yeah, too emotional.
Refs.
That's the ref's job, though.
To actually affect your play.
Yeah, and that's also the ref's job to make sure a game doesn't get out of hand, which they failed that game. The ref that game was very, very bad at not keeping it in check.
Bad timing and stuff like that.
Lots of bad decisions. It's just a couple bad decisions.
Bad timing calls or a bad decision call and at the wrong time, and it can really start spiraling the game the wrong way.
I have one that I can point out right now, and it was that Pionk was not kicked out of that game for the knee on Sandin. A lot of this doesn't happen if you follow the rule book. And I'm not saying suspend him for another extra games. Like if you give him a fine and that game, nothing else happens.
Look at the Cole. Like,
that one should have been a game.
You kick that guy out.
Yep. And they did.
That's what you get. Like, what are you doing? That's the real play. Well, I remember when I was young, like getting kicked out of the game meant something, you know,
big time.
So like that was a suspension right there. He didn't play like half of that game or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they fined him after that. I don't think they gave him an extra game or anything.
No, they didn't. He got a 5K fine.
This is like Ian Cole, probably first offender or something like that. Like not that I know of, but
I got a couple things on the Spezza stuff too of why it was a 6-game compared. And this is more of a theory than obviously it's out there. I saw it all over Twitter and on a couple podcasts they're talking, saying
all about the conspiracy theory.
It's a little bit conspiracy, but like it kind of makes sense. So when you get suspended, the biggest penalty is the money you lose in lost games. Is that fair to say? Because you lose like Pionk was suspended 2 games and lost $50,000 based on his salary because it's a percentage of your salary. Spezza makes league minimum. So to make the most financial hiccup for him, it had to be more games to even out what he would pay. That's what a lot of fans, as well as the retaliation, like there's that on top of it. Hitting a guy who was in the most vulnerable state, like the difference between Pionk hit on Sandin, Spezza hit on Pionk is it was in live play with Pionk and Sandin. Did he stretch his knee out? Was it dirty? Yes. But he wasn't falling down with his stick out of his hands and getting kneed in the face. So I completely get the suspensions. And if I'm being honest, I don't think it's enough for a couple of them. I think Pionk could have been an extra game or 2. Not that it matters as much. I think Ian Cole should have been fined or suspended a game at least.
I thought he should have been suspended a game.
Yeah, at least a game for that, because that one looked worse than any of them. The way he he directly with his knee in goal.
Yeah, like what is so hard about literally standing up and just pushing
leading
the guy with your shoulder? Hands? Like you're hands, so good at cross-checking for the last 17 years. Yep. Like put your hands together and do the same thing, man.
I will take 10 cross-checks to the ribs before one kneeing any day. I would rather watch a defenseman in front of the net do what Shea Weber did for so long and just cross-check you in the spine 5 times rather than watch a guy get kneed. Yeah. Like it's
like I don't think people understand. Like you're allowed to cross check. You just can't hit them with your stick.
Yeah. You can hit him with your hand. You can lacrosse cross check him.
Punch the crap out of these guys. Like you don't have to go so aggressive. Obviously, you'll get a roughing or something. But
it's a lacrosse check is what it's called.
Pushing out a guy's waist or his chest or something like that. You know, like. One about
hips. The best place to do is their hips if they're standing still. Get them off balance.
Like just to bring up the Trouba hit quick, like keep that elbow up against your body.
Yeah, that's on your side.
That is key component to this, is keeping that elbow.
It's the opposite of hitting in baseball. Keep that elbow low, not high.
And sadly, you have to go with the medium Cronwall because Cronwall did it a little too low.
If he did it now, he would have been suspended a lot.
Like
based on these rules.
If you're scared of that hit, I can understand just because of the toppling over a little bit, but it's really not nearly as bad as somebody like the problem that's going on is these guys want to lay these guys on their bum. Like that's the issue. That's why we're getting any sort of actual hurtful hits like this. People actually getting taken out for like a while because you're just being that extra aggressive. If Trouba, like he held up a little bit, this is a suicide pass. So like one, you're gonna light this guy up. You don't need to even try. You don't need to skate. You don't need to do nothing. You can glide into this guy and make sure you get nowhere near his head. And I just don't understand why.
Yeah.
How like you gotta make sure you're decently away from that head, and his arm kind of came up, which lifted the shoulder up a wee bit on first impact. Like just keep that elbow right against your body, get lower, hit him more in the chest. Like I said, they want to knock them on their bum, and that's the big thing, to feel big and get the big momentum thing. And
the crowd goes crazy when that happens. Like the crowd loves that stuff, so the players definitely. With the Trouba hits, that was his second headshot in as many games. Do I think it warrants any penalties? Probably not. Like you said, Kara was sued bad. Like he was so like like head down, terrible suicide pass
away from not probably him not getting hurt. Like super close. Like
so happy that all he was unconscious.
Possibly, I'm not sure fully, but like if he had his elbow against his body, I don't think that would have happened.
No, probably not. Then again, also take just
these hits lower.
Take these hits lower. On the flip side, don't give your teammates passes where they're gonna get lit up. Like that's your first rule of learning how to pass. Don't pass it behind them, and don't pass in their feet because they're gonna get killed in hit hockey. The amount of kids I saw like get hit open ice and like be in the most excruciating pain and stuff. I've seen a couple guys stretchered off playing. I've seen so many of these from open ice hits with their head down because of either a bad pass or the guy, like you mentioning, lifting their elbow, putting their hands up high, something like that. So, but let's...
and it's just such small things that end up just, wow, like that little motion may have been a big reason to why this turned so terribly.
Look at the Pionk hit on Sandin. That is a pure example of a moment's decision making the wrong decision. What Pionk did was wrong, but I understood that he stuck his knee out because sometimes it's reactionary. I'm not trying to just give him the benefit of the doubt because I know what's happened has happened to me when I played younger. But
game's fast. Like
game's very fast. You react sometimes. However, 98% of the time, you got to keep your mind in check and realize I don't care if he gets past me. I'm not kneeing this guy because bad case, you injure the guy really bad and he won't be able to have the same career. Absolute worst case, you fuck your own knee up and you're out for life. Like people don't think about that when they lead with their knee. You're just as capable of being injured and out for your career. Like it's a super risky move for yourself and the player you're hitting. So, back on the Trouba thing for a second. Let's fast forward to last night's game, I guess, and talk about the hit he had on Nathan McKinnon and kind of where you stand on that. Definitely not as bad as the one on Kara. But did you see the hit? I should ask first. On McKinnon?
I heard about it. I didn't really see it. No.
It was okay. It
was. See if I can find it here quick.
McKinnon had his head down. That's one thing. And know what though? Trouba did everything he was taught as a kid. I bet because I bet when he was a kid, the first thing he was learned as if you see a guy with his head down with the puck, make sure they don't get up. I bet a lot of coaches said that to him with his size. I'm imagining he was probably a very big child, but
like once again, this is the same case that I'm talking about.
Same case.
Stop trying to just knock these guys on their bum like you're some sort of big sweet dude. Like, if you're gonna do that, like the guy clearly ain't seeing you, so you can use your hands a little bit and just toss him to the ground, so you're not just making straight smack impact for. The guys getting like head whiplash and stuff like that. You know?
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing more hip checks in the league too.
Yeah, like no doubt. Like I said.
By the way, I did see one recently. I saw a hip check the other week. I forgot to bring it up on the podcast, and it was the cleanest hip check. One of the cleanest I've ever seen. It was a very good hip check too, and the guy got a tripping penalty for it. So that's the issue with hip checking is the refs don't know it's a rule apparently. Because I've seen it a couple times where they're like, oh, you were too low in center of gravity. It's like, I'm short. What do you expect me to do? Not hit his thigh when I hit him? Like, my name's Johnny Goudreau and I'm 5'0". Like, what do you expect me to do? No, I'd like to see more hip checks and refs not calling tripping penalties on them. Because I think if you hit him in the hip, it's a clean hip.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hip should
as long as it's not their knee. They're fine.
That is like the core of your body if you've ever noticed.
If you you'll know exactly how a hip check feels if you've been hit by one. It is nothing like a knee, a trip, anything. A guy just is either smaller and has a better center or lower gravity, just takes your feet and takes you out. It's a clean hit. It's always been a clean hit in hockey.
Yeah, all I know is a lot less. There's like no head injuries in that.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Unless they land on their head in a freak accident, not happening. Like,
yeah, so, it's like nobody knows how to like crouch and like take it sideways and like, you know, use half of your body and half of your elbow to hit the guy's like upper body and mainly like, you know.
Which is like, weird because like as a big,
it's all about just knocking them on their bum. It's 100% what it's about, man.
Oh, I know.
I don't know why, but like I remember playing defense
how you get your
for a little bit. I had like a small period of time of playing defense, and like I was a small guy.
Yeah,
they would come in on the blue line and they'd be skating in. I would literally just stop and they'd run right into me.
Yeah,
and we'd both fall over, and I was like, "Sweet, that worked."
Yeah, cancel them out.
Went somewhere else. Yeah, that was it. Done.
Canceled out the attack. I
wasn't just like, oh, can't just cream this guy, so not going to do it. No, I just stopped and he ran into me, and well, there you go. Like your offensive opportunity out the window. Like puck went behind, guy grabbed it, knocked it away or whatever. Like it's I don't understand, man. It's
no, neither do I. It's funny you mentioned playing defense. I played exactly, I think, 2 games on defense in my life. First game didn't go that bad. It was not a great team, so it was pretty easy. Second game, I scored 2 goals and was a -2, so I would never play defense again.
Yeah, this was a team when we had like 3 defense, like two forward lines, 3D, and I went and played defense, and it was pretty.
They
fun.
tried me there a few times, but it's weird because
like half the season.
Yeah,
on defense actually, and into the playoffs.
It was weird. Sweet. As a forward, I played extremely defensive, but as a defenseman, I played extremely offensive. So I couldn't like.
I can't hate it because like I can't hate it because it was like I got like one of my favorite goals from the past.
Oh yeah, just on the blue line.
Like an end to end.
Yeah, rush and just walk the team.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah, man.
But no, defense was fun. Honestly, I wonder how it would have been.
It was all right for me.
Play defense full time. I would have been Chris Letang, dog.
I would have been. I would have been Tony D'Angelo if I kept playing defense. Probably scored a lot, but I definitely would not have had a good plus-minus. But it was weird. Like I was a penalty killer.
It all
depends
when I was a forward. What team you play for.
Yeah, that's true. But I was a penalty killer a lot of the time when I was a forward. But as a defender, fuck no. I don't know why I couldn't just like figure it out on defense like that. But I liked being up in the play. I like being in the corners. I don't like waiting on the blue line for a pass.
It's so crazy how much you see the game as a defenseman.
Oh, I saw the game a lot better, cool. But I just if they had the puck in our end, I wasn't that great. I wasn't that great.
Yeah, you could say I did a lot of unconventional defensive plays.
Yeah, I wasn't strong enough in front of the net to be a defenseman. Like there were some big wingers when I've always been a small player, like very, very small.
Sticks, man. Hit the sticks.
Yeah, I did what I could, but
nothing.
After that one game, I had just one bad game. Oh, it wasn't happening again. So I can't be too upset. I was a forward pretty well through and through for the latter part of my hockey life. So, let's transition over to Arizona for a second and talk about this scenario that's going on. Yeah, so we all know about the Arizona's arena issues from the start of the year, I presume. That they are not going to play another season, I believe. Is it after next season? Is it what they said?
I believe it's just this season.
Was it this season? I couldn't remember if it was this season or next season.
This season in
this season in Glendale.
Supposed to go to,
supposed to go to Tempe, but they don't have a rink there yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But the plot thickens in Glendale as apparently the Arizona Coyotes owe, $1.3 billion for arena fees and taxes and such like that, or 1.3 million. So That's a lot of chunk of change. They did come out with
1.3 mil.
Yeah, 1.3 mil in bills for the arena and taxes and such with it. It's insane.
Like,
it's a lot of money.
There's definitely something going on here a little bit more than
they did release a statement about it, saying that tomorrow morning it will all be dealt with. All the bills will be paid in full, and that it was on human error why this happened. Now, how human error can miss paying $1.3 million is baffling to me.
Dude, they probably did it on purpose.
Probably.
Like somebody's probably stabbing at each other. 100%. This is just babies with money pretending that they're Now, nobody cares.
But I got a question though. Does the start of the season, Glendale saying you're not playing here again, does that stem from this?
Yeah.
Like, was this an issue in maybe a different area of money and they got it paid before their arena went public with it? Like, is there something going on with that?
I think there's like super bad blood. I think they really don't like each other. They're mad they're pulling away from the team and this and that. And
team's not profiting well.
I'm sure
it's not working. Glendale.
The team's mad at them because they promised them that it would work, and Glendale's mad at them. And like, who knows what sort of baby stuff they got going on up there? You know, like these are grown adults. These are still children. They could still be like that
with unlimited. Unfortunately, a lot of adults with unlimited money are not very mature
and just terrible at working together. Yes. And we're in this is in the United States. Oh my, really? Like, who knew? So there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background, and it's just ridiculous. They're probably stabbing back. I'm sure this is them, like him saying human error. They purposely did this. They're like, F you guys.
Yep.
Like, what? Like, you guys are complete. Like, you're the worst. You're the worst. This may be what's going on there. I couldn't tell you who's the worst in the situation. But
it doesn't matter. They're both billionaires.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Exactly.
Or at least one of them's a billionaire and the other one's at least a millionaire of some sort. Like, but no, I got a question for you.
In this situation, I guess not really, because that's all new Arizona ownership. They don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Because the old wouldn't have been in the old or the.
I don't know when
was it the NHL that moved them to
Arizona
spot, or was it always in Glendale?
I think that's just where the arena was built or something, and they kind of
the whole time.
They thought people would travel for this team, and they won't. But no,
good times.
I got a question for you then. After this season about Arizona, where are they going to play next year? We know how long it takes people to build an arena. Just ask the Islanders.
Yeah.
And even worse for a team that has literally the lowest value and littlest amount of money in the league. They have an internal cap, for Christ's sakes. Like, the fact that they say you can't spend like $10 million pretty much. Where do they play? Do they play at Arizona State? I think there's a veterans arena there or something where I play there. I
don't know.
Like there's real arenas there. I'll say, but
playing night games on a football stadium.
All season.
Outdoor, outdoor.
Oh, in the desert. Oh, might as well just like forfeit the season and just say, hey, we'll just take the last pick, the best odds.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Like I was assuming they were just gonna go the old Tempe. I'm sure they'll get stuff going, but
sure. I think they eventually will be in Tempe, but arena takes time, and they're gonna have to make decisions. Do you think they're gonna work it out with Glendale for another season? Be like, hey, I've heard floating around that they can move to a different city for a season or two, similar to what Toronto did in baseball. But difference is that was in COVID and because Canada couldn't travel and couldn't travel into Canada. So that's a whole different reasoning.
Honestly, to me, I think this is a pretty good opportunity to see where your markets are at if you want to really.
Well, it's funny enough you bring that up
because the NHL should probably still own this team. That's maybe what they should have done when they were in charge of the team. Is just play these home games kind of wherever they felt like it for periods of time, just to see how.
Yeah.
What sort of fan base you got out of it and stuff like that, you know?
See, and I've heard a couple of people say, why don't you just play in Houston for a season or two? Why don't you play in Atlanta for a season or two? Yeah. Like, there's obviously arena there. Why don't you go to Quebec for a season or two? They have an arena there. Where I'll stand with it, let's just say, is I don't think they should leave Arizona unless they're giving up on a franchise there. I think it's a bad decision to play somewhere else unless you have no option. If you have no option, then you have no option, right? If you have the choice between, we could play in our home place is Houston or whatever, Quebec, Atlanta, or I'd rather spread out the games with a couple arenas like at Arizona State or Glendale or the Veterans. If you have to do that, you stay in Arizona and you do what you can to make that franchise work because they have a very large population that it should work if the team can be successful.
There's lots of potential Arizona to actually work out.
And one of the game's biggest stars this game came from there. Like, one of the hockey's biggest stars is from there. So you got to market that as best you can.
And they have an actual decent history, you know.
Yeah, they do. I would like them to. I like them. I like the Yotes. I want them in the NHL. I don't want to see them relocated. I don't want to see really any team relocated. I want to work where it does. I want every team to be financially successful, because if they're financially successful, that means the NHL is, and hopefully better things can come of it. So. I don't wish any ill will for any of these bad teams.
They should come to old Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan,
play some game. Yeah, dog. Why not? We'd be all over that for a few games. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Why not do something like that?
Yeah, please.
I'm not saying
just do it on a week when
but
when the Blades are gone for a week.
Swing. You know, it could be on your road swing to Alberta and stuff like that. Come pop here and play a couple of games against Winnipeg or something or whatever.
Yeah, or call
or against one of the
Seattle down or whatever. California teams, that's not that far for them either, so get them to come in. Yeah,
that would be awesome.
If that's an option to maybe you do a couple games here and there away and then majority
do your main games in Houston or wherever they can find them. And
hopefully, honestly,
in that area,
what would be great is if they could do.
I'm sure they could find a rig to fucking shove. How many people are in there?
I don't know.
People.
14 people in Arizona. I don't know.
Let's be serious about how many people go to these games. You could play this at where do they play AAA midget? Play in that fucking ring.
Well, yeah, that's why Arizona State's been brought up, because that's a big enough arena that holds enough fans that they could do it. They would just
think about the camera angles. So much closer.
Yeah, you just have to see it way better. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Worse, I think like I said, I think they will end up playing at Arizona State, though. I think that's, if it's not in Glendale, I think Arizona State is where that makes the most sense. It's the biggest arena. Indeed. It's 90% sure it's in Tempe. I'm gonna check that. I feel you, man. I really don't want to see this Yotes go, but if there is somebody that can go, I'm fine with it being the Yotes. Very done with their mediocrity. It's in Phoenix, not in Tempe, but it's in Phoenix. Continue.
When there's so many, Phoenix will love that.
Phoenix, they have an old arena there.
Had a team there.
Yeah,
they had the old arena there.
So, no,
there it was.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect of this team. Hopefully, they can get their shit together financially and behind the scenes type of deal. I'm not really worried about their hockey play. I'm more worried about their ownership play. Hopefully they can sort this shit out, because I'm quite done with Arizona being in the basement.
Like I said, I'm very if there's a team to go, move them, because I know there's better places to go.
Yep, there can be better places. I just don't want to give up on Arizona quite yet. That's it. It's sad. There's so much promise
if
there.
If you have to, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like,
what we wish we could do is go back in time and just not take it to Glendale and say, just spend the extra damn money and build an arena here. It'll save your franchise, potentially.
Yep.
So, but alas, I don't own teams, so I don't make any of these decisions.
Indeed.
Shall we move on to some other news?
Let's.
I hate. You want to hit Vegas, or do you want me?
No, I want to hit some Jack Hughes. I want to just talk about that. This guy's clearly a superstar because they lost the first 4 games. He came back, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, they always struggle after people come back.
Teams always struggle when their big guys come back for some unknown reason. I don't think we'll ever know why, but it's official. Jack Hughes, that'll be a good contract, I guess.
Well, they won yesterday or the other day.
Yeah. They won. They got their win. 3-0.
3-0 against Philly.
So maybe they're starting to heat up. I'd like to see them play.
I would hold off on that. They played Philly. They played Philly. I would hold off on them heating up, but
man, are they bad? Oh yeah. Actually, I'll kick quick because I have a couple things on my power and end of season ranking.
Yeah, Philly. What do you got?
I just want to double down, basically. Like, I'd like to
put this team lower.
I'd like to even put them lower, man. Yeah.
What did you have them again?
Shit. Let me pull it up. Give me a second,
I got them at 24. So, and I'm looking at the teams
or something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the teams below, and there's definitely at least one team. Maybe even 2 where I'm like, yeah, maybe I should have switched them around, and that being the Islanders, Seattle, Chicago.
Yeah, I got them dropped. Yeah, I dropped them 12 spots in the overall rankings. They're at 26, last in the division.
Ouch. I really think they could be worse.
No, I'm doubling down on them being this bad.
Oh yeah, they are.
What I'm going with.
I will 100% agree with you. This team is that bad.
I'd like the Flyers to fall apart and have no choice but to move some of these players at the deadline in like Giroux and Risto.
Yeah.
Retain as much as you can, get that first round pick and even more. And then just be patient for a couple of years. Like you might land with like a 7th lottery ball here this year. Like
what's crazy?
Man. Get a couple first round picks. You might even be able to get another first round pick next year. You have Risto and Giroux. Like Risto may not be playing good, but if you retain him at 50%, man,
you'll get a first. You'll get a first.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't, honestly, based on what they traded for Risto. Yep, based on what they traded for Ristolainen, if you don't get a first for him, I don't know if you trade him. Or at least like 2 or 3 seconds with it. Like you need a decent, like 2 seconds and like 2/3,
and then do and good, sign, so then you can trade him later. Because you need to get something.
Sign like a 2-3 year deal with him, and then if you can't get a first at the deadline, sign a 2-3 year deal at $4 million. Because that's what you pay top 4 defensemen typically. Yeah. Maybe 4.5 because he made 5. And then you just wait and trade him when his value's higher.
Yeah. No, I really like the having the opportunity to get rid of Risto right here. I think that's if you can.
Is there a team you can see that should get him? Is the question. Is there any team that you're like, that wouldn't be a bad shout to actually go get him?
Nobody that I could think of at the top of my head exactly.
I've got one that I think would be absolutely perfect, but it's kind of like, no shit. It's a little bit of a no shit. Imagine how good he'd play in Tampa. No matter what, he plays with an elite left-handed defenseman.
Yeah, they could use
Hedman, Sergachev, McDonough. To take your pick. Who do you want to play with? They'll all cover his bad defensive habits in there, and he's a big body. Playoff hockey. Yeah. He's never played playoffs, so maybe he's
playing with McDonough could be pretty
sick.
Huge.
Could be a decent shutdown, probably not shutdown, I should say. Probably transition line, but that's the first team I look at saying like, ooh.
I really like the fact that what Fletcher did. I do. It sucks.
I respect what he did. It just sucks it didn't work. Yeah. I agreed with what he did for the most part.
Yeah, I don't love the trade.
Risto move I didn't love,
but I like the idea of where you were going with it in the offseason to get her back going, because you had a team
he identified their weaknesses and he went to upgrade them.
And it's just not working on the ice. And I hope it doesn't work, because like I said, I think that'd be the best thing for this team, is to kind of fall apart
for 2 years.
You have a lot of good pieces. Like, you could honestly trade Giroux and Risto and no one else and just hang out for 2 years, and you'll be way.
They got a lot of young guys who are going to be or are great players.
Yeah, they're 1 or 2 years away from starting to push that bubble in the lineup.
Yeah, one player I want to mention
Morgan
too.
Frost, I was a couple other randos.
Funny enough, you just mentioned Morgan Frost. I do want to take a note to talk about him. I watched him play against the Avalanche the other couple days ago there, and he was brilliant, Morgan Frost. He is so confident. He's really fast with the puck. Really skilled.
For sure about him.
Not big at all, though. That is a downside. Obviously, he is very small. He is not very strong on the puck. He got ragdolled a few times, but he made a good pass rate before he did, so it didn't matter. I'm liking what I see of him. He can definitely be a top 6 guy. He reminds me a little bit of... Do you remember Liam Foudy when he played in the bubble against the Leafs? How he played?
Yeah, he was...
That's how he reminds me of a little bit. But better.
Yeah. That was epic, man. Was he good?
He was so good in that playoffs there. So I think Frost is going to... Next year, we'll definitely find a full-time home in this middle 6 at some point and push.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got lots of young guys. Joel Farabee, Morgan Frost. You got some guys middle of the age in Lindblom, Lawton, Konechny. These are awesome guys for your second, third lines. You just need to draft another forward or two who's maybe more or less top notch and hopefully go from there.
Yeah, I think you just let her hang out for a bit, and then you'll be able to see
make a trade or two.
Those guys you just brought up are people we keep, or do you trade one of them, only keep one of these guys around?
Yeah, well, what I hear,
in a couple of years, we'll start getting much better. But
the Flyers players think Farabee's going to, definitely a short retool. Flyers players though, they believe that Farabee is going to be a superstar, and I don't disagree. Maybe not superstar as in comparing with Crosby.
You can lean on him for offense.
Second tier superstar is what they're saying. They think he's absolutely nasty and is underrated for what he is. Which and
I'm not disagreeing fully. No.
Pretty good. So if that is true, what they think, then and that's not just their management. That's their players, coaching staff, every one of them says he is the best player. One of the best players I've played with, skill wise.
Are you done with old Frosty?
I am done with old Frosty. I just want to mention how Frosty he looks awesome. I'm super excited for him to get more minutes.
Okay.
Eventually.
I just wanted to see. I just thinking. I wonder if the Islanders would try to grab a Risto.
That wouldn't be bad. He's big. They could turn him. He might be able to be turned into a.
Yeah, he might actually work on that team. And they need that offensive kick.
Yeah, he likes to be that offensive guy. Yeah, the Islanders. If they can make the money work, but with 50% retained, I don't see why they wouldn't. Lou is very comfortable giving up first-round picks, so if I'm Fletcher, I'm licking my chops. But the issue, the Islanders need to do way better for that to be a thing. Or else they're sellers with Philly.
Their next 10 games here, they're very key to.
If they don't go 7-3
in 20 games, I guess they gotta be.
If they don't go 10-5 in their next 15 games, they're done. Don't even give them the light of day. Maybe if they go 9-6, I'll give them half a star. But if they're not 10-5 in their next 15, right off the Islanders, because the way they play, they can't come back unless a miracle happens. So, yeah.
Do you have their record in front of you right now?
I will in 2.5 seconds. So I do, yeah.
Whatever.
They are 6-10-5 in 21 games.
Just to get to normal,
just to get to 500,
to get to actual 500,
to get the actual 500.
This is an actual 10.
They need 9 games in a row to win to be 500.
So 9 games. We have how many 10-game portions do we have left? So there's about 60 games left. We got 6. So you got to win. You got to be at 2 games above 500. Say 6 times. How many does that give you? I give you 12 wins. There you go. You got to be 2 games over 500 every 10 games for the rest of the season. You'll probably make the playoffs.
And you have a chance, I should say. I will not say probably, because the top 3 teams are, I should say the top 4 teams in the Metro are very good, as it seems. We're not really that surprised. But Washington, the Rangers, Carolina, and Pittsburgh are very good teams. And they're going to be above 500 very comfortably. Very comfortably. These teams.
I can't wait for somebody to throw the bucket of water on the Rangers one of these days.
I'm waiting for it. Well, Colorado did yesterday. That's for damn sure.
I guess so. Hey,
boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's talk about that game for a minute and talk about how bad of a decision it was to play a rookie goalie against the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, they were just trying to get McKinnon his first goal.
Yeah, clear. Well, it worked. It worked. He got it, and he embarrassed them. Like one-handed.
That was nasty.
It reminded me of Sidney Crosby against the Leafs. Go look it up.
Somebody threw on Twitter, like, I guess in all reality, there's worse players to let your first goal in against other than Mikko Rantanen. So.
Mikko Rantanen, as your first, and then McKinnon and his third or whatever. My issue with it is they clearly don't trust Georgiev at all, which is worrisome because he's a very solid goaltender.
I thought
he's having a bad year
or something, or no, it was back-to-back.
It was back-to-back games, but if your starting goalie is injured, Georgiev's by far your next best choice. He's 26, 27-ish, like he's right in that prime age of pristine condition. You can't play him in a back-to-back.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing very much this year. Like, come on.
That's why you play him more. Your main guy's hurt. You got to get him hot.
This move. I like this move because that means Adam Huska got a game, and a lot of teams don't give those guys games.
I'm willing to give him a game.
To play a young guy, they're good in the standings. They've been doing great. This one game ain't gonna kill them or whatever.
No, but why do you put him in a place to fail? Why are you putting?
Well, you put him in there because if Yaroslav Halak isn't playing good, he's going to be starting for the Slovakian team.
Fair enough. But it's Colorado. That just made no sense to me. Like, who do they play next? I'm sure there's way less.
Same with Colorado going against.
They play Buffalo next.
Toronto,
why didn't you play him against Buffalo?
Yeah, no doubt.
It's just.
No, I feel you.
I understand getting him game time. I think that part's awesome. But why are you setting him up to? That's like me.
Why not be
starting me?
The fact of I wonder how Georgiev will do with this. Because he hasn't been playing much, and I wonder how he'll do with this. Playing him back to back, why?
Yeah, I agree. I think he should have played.
Why not?
So I didn't see any downside. If you can't play one back-to-back in the NHL once a season, you probably are not good enough to be even a 1B goalie. You're a backup at best, if that's the case, if you can't do a back-to-back. But I think he can do a back-to-back and be fine and not be injured.
Yeah, at least one.
At least one being at, like I said, I bring up his age, his prime, because he doesn't have an injury history.
Especially with the Buffalo
big
game.
Injury history. Yeah, you got the Buffalo game coming up. He's 25. Give him the chance.
Yeah, exactly. You could have played this Huska against Buffalo. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Makes more sense to do that, but whatever.
I noticed we haven't brought up the goal that happened.
Which, against the Rangers?
No, the Zegers.
Oh, yes, the Anaheim goal.
I'm calling it. Well, I don't know. What do you think of this?
I've had the biggest mixed emotions in the past 3 days because it went from day one being this is the greatest assist of all time to this is the most overrated goal of all time because all he did was put it on his stick, flip it over the net, and nobody's given Sonny Milano credit for his hand-eye.
Yeah.
What I think is exactly what you said last podcast. Sonny Milano and Trevor Zegras are boys. They're best friends, it seems like. They play great together. Zegras, unbelievable talent. Fools them on the fake lacrosse, flips it over. We've seen that a couple times. It's just never worked. It finally worked. Fantastic goal from two players that you wouldn't expect. And I heard half the people on podcasts talking about this goal and didn't know Sonny Milano's name.
This is why, I think they should call this goal the sunny side up.
Yes.
Because he's the one that called for it. He said Michigan. And Zegras was like, well,
all right.
Really. And then he just
flipped it to him.
Because he's like, I can't actually do the Michigan right here in a sense. And that's probably what he was kind of getting at anyways or something.
The best part about the goal.
He was probably thinking, just do it because nobody's even doing anything. And Zegras was standing there looking at him like, nobody's even on you. I could just pass this to you.
Also, Zegras does one magical thing or tries one magical thing per game. Every game. He hadn't tried something yet, so we knew it was coming. But
and apparently that game, I don't think I watched that game, but apparently that game was just boring as well.
Yeah, I know, and then that happens.
The only thing that happened, apparently.
Yeah, but the best part
was that the NHL 2006.
Yeah,
they had
I saw
that goal.
They had that exact goal on there.
That's so epic.
Yeah, it was super dope.
I've done this before. I've seen this happen before, where you're flipping the puck over to get in front of the net. It's a thing. It's definitely.
I've definitely seen it before.
How do you and when do you think of it? You
sometimes
need that connection.
you need
that connection. That's why I'm going with sunny side up. I'm calling it sunny side up.
That's amazing. I love that. But what I loved more about it was Trevor Zegras' reaction. Because he didn't even believe that he actually did that. He's like, did we just do that?
Man, that was funny. He was just standing there just shocked.
That is just two kids.
Everybody's just like,
two guys so happy to be in the NHL. That's it. That's nothing more than that. And that's what makes the game so great is you can see those moments where it's like, I'm just happy to be here with these young guys. That's why we love young players so much, because you don't expect anything from them that much, and they can wow you and wow themselves a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
it's the old Robbie Shrimp coming out.
Yeah, Robbie Shrimp. Fuck, I love that man.
Let's kick it to some trading news-ish, trading stuff. News?
You got some of the scoops today, not me.
I got a scoop on, this is just a funny quick one I'll bring up. Pierre Engvall on the trade block. Trying to get some value back for someone I'm pretty sure they didn't think they were playing in the NHL.
They definitely were not expecting to play him in the NHL this year. Ilya Mikheyev's coming back, so it makes sense that Engvall's the man out.
Nobody's trading for him.
Yeah. If I were any team in the NHL, would not touch him with a 10-foot pole because he will get 8 breakaways a week and score -1 of them. And
what are you guys looking for? Oh yeah, just future considerations. Oh yeah, I only have one of those. I'm not sure.
If the Leafs can get future considerations, they win the trade because they're paying Engvall $1.1 million or something. Want to know what's crazy? He is 2, 4, 6, 8th highest paid Leaf forward.
Oh, nice.
He's the 8th highest paid Leaf forward, and he's dog dick. He's not very good. I don't love Engvall. I've never loved him. He never scores when he has the best opportunities to do this. Good luck in the KHL.
Love bringing him up with you, man, because he's
just a plug, man.
Playing for some reason.
Because they got no one else. Well, so Richie's playing too.
Yeah, the old Bunting's just
Bunting's legit, man. He is legit. That is the best contract in the NHL.
19 points, buddy. 19
best
points.
Contract. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you called it, but I think a lot of people had very good faith in him. I did too.
Well,
I loved. I
who
did.
Else is gonna do it? I don't think you know.
Well, yeah.
It was like almost no one else.
Yeah. Plus, he was a Sioux Greyhound, so it was inevitable he was going to be on Kyle Dubas's team at some point.
Yeah.
Dude.
Other trade thing I wanted to bring up was, I don't know if I brought this up, but I think I did. But I do really like Dylan Strome for DeBrusque. I want Boston to grab the old Dylan Strome, do a little swap like that.
Yeah, see, I have an update on the Brusque thing, actually. The GM, Bruins GM came out saying that they just want the best available player for him. So whoever they deem is the best player offered for DeBrusque, they'll take that trade.
Wouldn't it be sick if that was like crap stuff?
I would love that I think for both teams that actually makes a decent amount of sense.
Yeah.
I thought I don't know if this was for a shift. I'm gonna look right now, but yesterday I saw Ryan Reeves play on a line with Panarin.
Nice. Oh yeah, Ryan Reeves playing good.
He's playing real good right now. But how good would he be if you could just lower him on the roster? Right? I love Revo. Don't get me wrong. Like, Ryan Reeves is one of my favorite guys just because of who he is. But, they got Dryden Hunt up there right now, Panarin and Strome. So, DeBrusque would be very much better than Dryden Hunt. And if you can slide Dryden Hunt down or over Kevin Rowney or Julian Gauthier or whatever.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking they were going to try to get just a player back. I think Strome's a good fit. I think he might be able to play really well with Howe. That's what I'm thinking.
And he's a center. I like that.
Yeah, and like it's not like you need to rely on him defensively. Like you can actually put him with
I got a player,
Smith and Hall maybe, and you don't have to worry about nothing or whoever else. Like I don't know.
Definitely
trade for another winger. I don't know. They got a lot of guys to play.
I have a center that they could potentially go for that again might do fantastic with Taylor Hall. Now, downside of it, Boston might have to add a pick of some sort because I think they won't have enough. Why don't you get Thomas Hertl? Prime age to be competitive with this team. He's definitely a solidified top. Yeah, it would be unfair. He's a solidified top 6 center. He's going to be moved out of San Jose. San Jose gets a young 20-goal potential player and a pick out of him. I don't think they can be upset about that.
Talk about a perfect fit.
It fits for both teams, both players. I think that's where, if you're Boston, you should be calling San Jose saying, we want Hertl. We'll give you DeBrusque. What else do you want? That isn't on our roster. They could even give up
Paula, too. We don't need that many.
Let's talk about Paula last night quick, because I'm going to use this transition to Vancouver, too. Are you done with the trades in Boston?
Yeah, no.
Okay. I'm going to transition to Holla because, man, he has had a rough season. And last night, he gets back in the lineup after being scratched a couple times. I don't know if he's in the lineup the game before, but I do know he's scratched for like 2 or 3 games recently. Gets in. The game's 0-0 still, trying to make something happen for Boston against Vancouver, a struggling team. Gets a breakaway, undresses Demko, puts it top corner, brilliant backhand goal. Gets reviewed, and he's offside.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
just
so
the
rough,
dagger. Dog. It's just so... It sucks, because Hal is a decent player. He is a very decent bottom 6 player. If he can be a third liner on most teams, he's pretty good. Just not working in Boston right now, and that was a really good opportunity just to get the monkey off his back and kind of get back in the lineup and get some good faith with Cassidy. And
he had 10 games where he didn't get a point in a row.
And then he was scratched for like 2 or 3, and then he got back in the lineup. But just want to bring up that before I talk about the team we never talk about, Seam 2, Vancouver.
We talk way too much about this.
I know we do. I just have to bring this up because
Oh no, it's news, dog.
It's news.
I was gonna bring them up too with my end of season rankings because I really hope they prove me wrong.
Yes, I do too.
I placed them like 25th, I think, or something.
Yeah, I placed them like 20th or 22nd. So, but on Vancouver, a good news. Let's start with it's all good news, I guess. Right now, they're undefeated under the new coach after 2 games. Which obviously small sample size. One was wanting to shoot out, but that's 2 more wins than they expected to have at this point. So that's always a plus size. The team's just looks better. They look like
they haven't let in a goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
have yet to let.
They let in a goal yesterday against Pasta scored on the power play.
Oh right.
So they did get that. So they did let in one, but it was a 5-on-3. It was a 5-on-3 goal. So give them some leeway. Demko still playing outstanding. yeah, exactly. Demko, fantastic. I love him so much as a goaltender. So good for this team. This team is starting to turn around, and big news is their star player, Elias Pettersson, came out saying he wants to play in the penalty kill. Do you know what Boudreau said back to him?
No.
I love Bruce Boudreau. He's so great. He goes, okay, I will put you on the penalty kill. But if it doesn't work, don't think about asking me to put you back on again because I won't. So he laid down the line, but Pettersson, he's trying really hard to get out of this slump. He wants out of it. He had some really good chances yesterday. I shouldn't say really good chances, but he had a couple chances. It's going to come. He's looking better and better each game. That's all you fans want. And Brock Boeser scored 2 goals in 2 games. The 2 players who have struggled the most are starting to pick it back up, which is exactly what we expected with Boudreau coming in. Finally, Vancouver fans can just smile and say, we're past the worst of it right now. For now. For the rest of the season, hopefully, we're past the worst.
Needed that change. Change.
It's just I'd like to shout
out that Lemico's still kicking it. I don't know if it's just they're forced to play him, but
I think so.
He's been playing pretty good.
He's all right.
He's playing pretty decent. So
it's not bad. I think he'll play a little bit better as time goes on with this coach, with Boudreau there, obviously. I think everyone's going to tend to play a little bit better. Their defense is kind of like tightening up a lot more, which is what they needed. Which is weird.
To play Hamonic with Hughes or something?
Yes, because it worked. No. It worked like a year or 2 ago. Hamonic is an amazing defenseman if he's a third pairing D-man.
Yeah, man.
Or at worst case, love Luke Shen. Man, Chase can vouch for this too. I texted him, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Saying, know what? Of all the bad stuff I see from Vancouver, there's one D-man I would take. And he's like, Tyler Myers. I'm like, fuck no. Luke Shen was the name I said. I want Luke Shen on Pittsburgh as an extra D-man, right-handed. Honestly, I think he would start over Chad Ruhwedel on that third pair.
Yeah, it's as simple as he is from Saskatchewan. And you need that Saskatchewan.
Yeah, man.
To win
to win it for
Stanley Cup.
Love it. No, I just love
He's part
Luke
of
Shen.
both of those cup teams. Like, what a guy. He's got 2 cups.
Yeah.
Okay, his cup luck might have ran out. I don't know.
Imagine if you could go back in time, all the way back to 2010, and talk to Leaf fans and say, Luke Shen here, he's going to win back-to-back Stanley Cups. And they're going to go, oh my God, no way. And then I'm going to ruin their lives by saying it's with Tampa.
Yeah. And also tell him that he's a bottom pairing D-man.
And he's a bottom pairing D-man.
Just as shocked.
Just as shocked.
Like, my goodness. Everybody's just like, you're either amazing or not when it comes to Toronto.
Yeah. Oh, so
you're
good.
either what I want you to be or you're not good enough. Example, Bozak, Audrey.
Yes. Again. We don't have a number 1 center. You're typically a third line center. So we're going to put you in a place to succeed. First line center.
And that's not what we wanted. Get out of here.
Hey, I got a crazy stat for you that I heard. Tyler Bozak, I think, is the 8th has the 8th most goals in Air Canada Centre as a Leaf. Since 99 that it was building. 99 to now, awesome. Tyler Bozak is 8th.
That's sweet.
Do you know who's like sweet. 4th and 5th?
Like
Darcy Tucker.
Darcy. Nice.
I think Darcy's 5th or something. Matthews, I think, is 2nd or 3rd. Sundin was up there. Who was number 1? It was a shocking one, actually, who was number 1, but I can't remember who it was.
Probably one of those several random older.
Phil Kessel.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Kessel was either 1 or 2.
He get goals when he played on that team.
He was a good player. He was real good.
Back underrated. When he was spry and had hips.
Yeah. Kadri's 5th or 4th or 5th as well. So I just heard the list on a podcast and thought it was interesting. So
yeah, no doubt. That's sweet. That is sweet.
Do you have anything else you'd like to move to?
No, I think I'm good.
Let's quickly bring up the Olympics for a little bit then. I know Jordan isn't here to talk about it, but that's okay. We and I'll just talk about it. Do you have any players in mind that we mentioned? We were discussing, because I heard it on 32 Thoughts, the podcast, so I thought I would steal it and use it again, because I thought it was an interesting talking point. And Jeff Merrick kind of said it was okay, so I did. At least on the podcast, he said, have a talk point with your friends and all, so I will. Who is some players that didn't get a chance to play in the Olympics because they missed their peak window? Since we haven't been to the Olympics, NHL players in a while, who is a player that was very good in the span where we just didn't go?
Yeah, well, I can kick you to guys that kind of, I guess these are more guys that kind of missed out on their time, whether it was their actual prime or not. I'm going to go all the way to the Czech and Yogdog and Plekanec.
Yogdog, yeah.
In all reality, right? Like,
yep.
Plekanec is still playing right now. He might even be on the team. Who knows? I don't really know how well he's playing and stuff like that. But yeah, those are two guys that could have probably liked to play another good Olympic year.
Yeah.
A few years back when they were a little bit more spry. And then we'll go to the Russian goalies. I got a couple guys
lots
there.
Of Russian goalies.
Varlamov and Brusque kind of missed their last time to.
Might change this year. Both of them might go, actually.
No, like they won't go,
play,
but it's just they won't play now.
No,
like
obviously,
that's what I'm kind of disappointed at with those two guys, is that they didn't get their last opportunity to kind of fight each other for the starting gig. Now it's just basically Vasilevsky and Shesterkin's crease for the rest of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Another goalie in Finland, Tuukka.
Yeah, Pekka Rinne. Another
Pekka and Lundqvist. Like
Pekka, keep in mind, Pekka won the Vezina in 2018.
Cool. Oh yeah.
That was the year they went too. That was the year the Olympics happened and we didn't go. So he would have been their starting goalie. So that's disappointing.
Yeah. You know what's trippy? Shesterkin and Sorokin were goalies at that 2018 Olympics.
Yeah.
They did not play. One of them played one game.
Who was the goalie?
Some other guy. I don't remember his name. I don't even know who this guy is, honestly. Yeah, some dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. What was doing our Olympic thing? Giving this guy putting a gold medal inside his thing. Didn't play a game.
Yeah. Oh, God, I love it.
But to stay in the Swiss or Sweden area, got the old Sedin twins, dog.
Yeah. Well, they played back earlier, I guess, but
they did, but like
didn't get to play
on their last chance. They like retired like right after that.
Yeah, at least they got to play a little bit. But yeah, it definitely sucks that they missed so much.
Well, that's my European guys that I got. Like you got some guys.
I got a Canadian player to talk about. That's surprising.
Well, I got several Canadian players.
I got Taylor Hall up in there. That was a very, very good player, and just he didn't fall off by any means. It's just he's not your first line.
It was his time was that
guy, yeah. So that was a player who was crazy good. I'm sure we can go over to Philadelphia and talk about Claude Giroux. I don't even know if he's ever been. He may have went, but he definitely missed out on a couple of years of his prime there.
He has won.
He has won
gold medals.
Okay.
He has won gold medals. I'll check what he's got here.
I don't know. Did he go to the last Olympics? Because I know he went to the World Cup, I'm pretty sure, or something. But I don't know if he went 2014. He may have, because he was quite good then, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know he did win 3 gold medals, but they were probably at like World Championships.
Yeah. He probably made the team in 2014, I'd imagine, unless he was injured. I don't know for sure. I forgot to check him. But it was just a name to throw out there for it. Another name who is going to get it this year, we hope at least.
He was on the Giroux was on the World Cup of Hockey team. He only played a game, so no. Other than that,
he wasn't on the other one. Okay, so yeah, there's
wasn't
one
in the Olympics.
That's crazy. He didn't make 2014 team because that was he was very decent that year in 20.
Well, he was obviously mad about it because 2015 he went to the World Championship, played 10 games, got 10 points, and won gold medal.
Yeah, exactly. So
screw you guys.
No, he was. So that's awesome. So that's one. Great player right there. Surprisingly never. And the biggest name probably who didn't get a chance, and I think he will make the team. We both do. But Steven Stamkos. Steven Stamkos technically has still never played in the Olympics, which is insane. It should be changed this year, hopefully, but he was injured twice and missed it in 2010 and 14, so he wasn't able to make them. That is the biggest name probably out there didn't get to.
Played that World Championship.
Yep.
World Juniors. He's got a gold in the World Cup and the World Juniors.
Oh, yeah. Like, he's won stuff with Canada, but he's just not Olympics, unfortunately.
Yeah, missed those Olympics.
So, no, just a couple of great guys I wanted to bring up because...
I got other guys I got on Canada is like Jamie Benn, Getzlaff, Hayes.
Yep.
Like, those are guys that probably may have been able to hit that team.
Yeah, they could have made that team. At least they got the chance to win gold, those guys, before. Those are the upsides, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
But if some of these guys, they're not even going to get a chance because of this hiatus we took, which was the stupidest thing.
Yeah. Same with like Price, Weber. Like those guys could have had another Olympic.
Price could have had another one. Weber could have had another one. But no, there's definitely there's a lot of guys who are like tailed off by now that could have made 2018. But some of them mainly made the team at least early in 14 and 10.
Oh, yeah, so for sure.
Gotta take some. But, what about... Ryan O'Reilly? Ryan O'Reilly's another name, too, I got. I don't know if he ever played in the Olympics in 14. I think
I have it down. No, he never did, but he has played 55... Little sneak peek into our Olympic thing here. World Championships, 55 games he's played. 39 points. 2 gold medals, old Ryan O'Reilly. So
love it.
He may not, and he played in the World Cup 6 games. I remember him playing a pretty low line on Canada there. So didn't get any points, but no, I think he'll be a lot more key.
Yeah, he'll be big this year. He'll be big this year, as long as we're still going. Hopefully, cross our fingers, knock on wood.
Yeah, no doubt. Even if we aren't, I'm still releasing this stupid these teams, man.
Yeah, work too hard on them to not.
yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt.
For sure. I will probably outward cry if they don't go, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'll be
if they don't go, I may cry because this is the only chance we'll get to see Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid.
Yeah.
At their prime, my highest, best we'll ever see them play together. The best would have been 2 years ago if we could have seen it, but fortunately.
Yeah, this is like actually seeing 2 different eras. It's like if we saw Crosby and Gretzky play against each other.
It was like watching Crosby and Lemieux play together. But the difference was they were on the same team.
Yeah, and one was just so able to stand, and the other one was 19.
A child. Yeah.
Yeah.
The day Lemieux retires, he gets to see.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that earlier. Maybe yesterday, just think of all the guys that just from different eras that could have played together, well, wouldn't have ever played together, and just how that could have been exactly like I was saying with Crosby and like Gretzky or something weird like that. Just you can really pull guys from anywhere. Just
well, the most notable guys to play at least maybe against each other was Gretzky versus Howe. Generation wise, because that was like last year, Gordie Howe and like 18-year-old Wayne Gretzky there.
So cool.
That is the best one of the best pictures.
That All-Star game just got Howe and like his last All-Star game and Gretzky's like first.
Yep. It's crazy.
And it's just like the torch is just passed right there.
Literally
like,
watched it
so
being passed.
Epic.
Super cool. Super dope.
And they were wearing all that orange NHL shit.
Yeah, the orange and black and white ones.
I wish we brought anything back from any of those old jerseys. Like
the
jerseys we've made for the All-Stars have been just downright terrible. Like just not good enough for me.
very neon, I've noticed. Lots of neon shit they like to do. Lately. And I don't love that. I like for example, we discuss it a lot, at least in Kennedy's parents' house there, about the Dallas jersey, their reverse retro.
Oh, I love those things, man.
Really?
Like I could dude, they're the best jerseys. They're so sick.
I like every concept, but I don't like them together.
What do you
I like, well, because they got the map of Texas as the logo, right? I love that. I'm okay with neon colors. I'm okay with all blackout. I don't love all together, though.
Oh, well, that's how you use neon. You can't put neon with white or anything. You wouldn't be able to see it and clash. It'd be terrible. It's the only way you can use anything like bright.
I'm okay with it, but it's.
I don't know if you see. We were just talking about the All-Star jerseys that sucked. And they had a bunch of neon with those white. And it was like pink
bad.
Or something.
Oh yeah, it was gross. I'm not a fan of neon. Also, I think for a professional franchise, neon is not the best.
I love those jerseys. Like they're unbelievably sick. They look so good out there, and like the goalie setups are just unreal, man. Like I think they're the best jerseys in the league. Like by like a long shot, man. Like
really? That's a hot take. That is a big hot take.
People that love these jerseys, dude. Like
that's not best in the league. If you're talking all jerseys every time, no way.
I don't even know another one that would even compete to me. Like I love those jerseys. They're like the sickest jerseys I've seen.
I'd compete over that. So many. No, I'd rather go like the North Stars original jerseys than that, or the Nordiques or something.
Yeah, if you go to like traditional ones, they're kind of get pretty sweet. But like active jersey right now, man, like 100%, they're fucking in my top 5, if not number 1. Like I honestly can't think of another jersey that I'd put over top of them.
It's funny hearing that because I listen on
neon green is
other
sick.
Podcasts I listen to. One guy says that Dallas has the ugliest jerseys in the NHL. All of them. He hates their logos. He hates all of them. The neon one.
Well,
he just shits on Dallas all the time. I mean, he is a Leaf fan, so. No. While we're on the jersey talk, let's talk about Nashville and Tampa's jerseys for the Winter Class or the Heritage Classics or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to talk about first? The good one or the bad one?
I want to talk about Nashville's because
so the bad one.
I don't understand why the letters are
all different sizes.
No, like I'm fine with kind of how the style they went with, but why isn't it in the yellow? Why is it over top of the yellow, touching the blue on both sides? Like I feel like that's what ruined the jersey for me.
What ruined it for me
when I first saw it, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And then I looked closer, and I was like, "No, that's actually overlapping." And I'm like, "Why would you do that?" And like, that's what throws me off. I feel like if you made the logo smaller or the yellow more, that it would look better. Just so then there's yellow around the letters. I feel like it would look way better. So much better.
Yeah,
apparently the middle logo is technically not perfect.
No.
Like the star should be slightly turned or something like that. Like somebody shared that saying that like that's not even technically exactly how it is. Like you guys made a jersey and you have like the star slightly twisted or something like that. Like
the reason people defended it saying, "Oh, it's like a music poster. It's like a music poster because it's in Nashville. I don't give a shit about music, like Nashville and the music. It's cool, sure. It's a music town, great. Why are your letters not the same size? It's a jersey. It should be formatted properly. It's not a fucking poster for children. It's a jersey. Put the in the right and put it. What do we learn as a kid when we're writing? To write in the lines, color in the lines. You just decide not to do that today. Like that's my issues with it. I don't really like the slogan of like on a jersey that an NHL team's gonna wear saying Smashville. I think that's stupid.
I like that it's like slick. Like the jersey is like the slicker style.
Yeah. It's just that logo right in front is awful. It is so awful to me. I think it's one of the worst jerseys I've seen. I would definitely buy the New Jersey's jersey before this one. I'll say that much. And I didn't like that one much either.
One thing about that jersey, if I wasn't clear, like I don't really like it because it is simply like
you're trying to
why are we making jerseys for somebody who when you're just buying it? It's for the person who buys it.
Yep.
That's how that jersey was designed. It was for you to look at it and be like, in your house, not moving, nothing going on, and just look at it and be like, that's
not
cool.
On a center stage of a winter classic game.
Yeah, that jersey just doesn't look good on the ice. I watched it the other game. Like you can't tell that there's red on there. You should have went red on the front and white on the back because you would have evidently seen the white. Like it would have worked from the camera view. But like I said, this jersey was not made for like the actual watching the game or.
Exactly. It's meant to be in a jersey case.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just what I feel about that jersey. And like, why? What's wrong with Devils? Like, it just didn't look as cool in cursive or what?
I don't like completely hate the Devils one, but
I don't completely hate it. But
it's not great
for sure. Like,
it's not great. Like I get it. It's kind of funny. Like jersey, like new jersey. I get that's funny for Twitter and all, but you kind of did it for the punchline rather than the jersey.
Yeah, like you can do stuff
my
like
issues.
This not be your jersey. Like,
yeah,
you can
absolutely.
Just make this like you're a franchise. You could just make this jersey if you want.
Just be like, hey,
not even play it.
We made these fan jerseys where you can customize your names on the back of them and stuff, and these are specifically for the fans and to look cool.
Yeah. No,
you don't need to wear them on the ice every time.
It took that few months to figure out this cool, awesome. Whatever, man.
So
whatever.
Let's move on to the good jersey of the three, and let's talk about the Bolts jersey, the Lightning's jersey.
Yeah. Hey,
what did you think of this one?
I like the style
in
that they go to. I feel it's a little bit plain.
Yeah, I will agree with that. I don't like the shoulders being all white. I think they could have went with a little more blue up top.
Like just a lot of white. It kind of felt like
that's my only criticism.
But I can't hate it too much because it's kind of like I think somebody actually said that is the Canadian jerseys we had with that leaf up there. I kind of like that it's sort of a throwback to that ish as like it does. It kind of works and it kind of doesn't. It's just.
Some parts work and some parts don't. Like you said, there's a little too much white. I like the bolt on the bottom, kind of like the blue whatever bolt. It looks alright, but the logo is what's the best. First of all, the letters are all the same size, so that's a good start.
I
like the little bolts on the end, as well as it saying bolts. Like I know a lot of people actually hate that they coined their team nickname as the Bolts. I don't hate it.
I don't understand why.
I don't understand why you hate it. Like it's just like calling the Hurricanes the Canes. Like
like they also complain at them for using like thunder as like their music and stuff when like the thunder and stuff like that and whatnot.
Well, don't they have like electricity come out of the
like thunder always comes with lightning, buddy. Like they should be allowed to.
Didn't they also have like lightning coming from their like jumbo screen? From the bottom of it, like shoot down.
Yeah, they got like.
I
think they got like little Tesla things.
Yeah, little Tesla beams or whatever. So
those little.
I don't know. I don't got that big of an issue. I think this is. I like this jersey. It's also in comparison.
The bolt on the bottom, I feel like it could be tilted a little bit more and give me more blue.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
But like they did it so then it was like in line with the letters, but then that made the cut kind of lower on the bolt. So like I don't know, I feel like I'm fine with it. Like I like it a lot more than these other ones.
And
like,
I also have a soft spot for it coming diagonally words across the chest. I think those are some of the coolest jerseys in NHL history.
I love that it's big. Like it's
it's
big.
Huge.
It's
I love that
it's big. You know, like it's
so
always
good.
Pittsburgh or Penguins or Rangers, and it's just like the longest word on.
Yeah, it's a long word across. But I think this looks awesome. I think it's gonna look great.
What they got to do is throw back to some of these old school jerseys. Remember when they actually had the lightning?
Yes,
like the white and yellow lightning under like the arms and stuff.
That's what I want to see. I was just gonna bring that up. Why didn't you make like blue lightning strips, like stripes on your arm, just to make it less white? It just pops. I
feel like Nashville should have went with their last.
They should have went back to the Dopey Cat. Remember that one? No. Nashville Dope Cat. I'm gonna search that up. I love that jersey.
Like, is that the yellow ugly?
Yes. One? Yeah, the one where the cat looks like it's on drugs, on like psychedelics.
Yeah, it's just massive head.
Yeah,
no, that's
so good.
That's
I just found it. Logo. I love that one because it looks so bad, but it's like fucking so funny. I see one actually. I never saw this. There's one where it's like a predator's face, but it's just the skull and the teeth. I think that one's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Like is it looking more animal? Straight at you?
Well, the one I see, it's like looking to the right of me.
Well, it's always looking.
But the Dopey Cat's looking like straight at you, and then yeah. No, those jerseys.
Yeah, no, there was like the one jersey from like way back that they only used once, and they had that super, super ugly. It was his head was in the triangle, and their yellow was like mustard instead of yellow. Yeah, that one was like an ugly something. Yellow, but like I always loved that saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah, the Dopey Cat, sick. Man. It's so good.
Is that what the Dopey Cat is called?
Yeah, that's because it looks like it's on drugs. Because look at the eyes, it looks like he's on psychedelics.
Oh yeah,
and like
eyes,
so like he looks super fucking high. So everyone just calls it the Dopey Cat or the Doper Cat. I love that
he's got like stripes and stuff. Like
man. I don't hate it.
I feel like they could priss that up a little bit.
Yeah, modernize it a little bit better. Epic. As long as they don't do it that gross mustard kind of shit stain color. That's the issue with the jersey.
Never
the type of yellow, but
yeah, no, Nashville should have just got their last Winter Classic jerseys.
Yeah, yes, yeah, they should have. But one thing I will defend jerseys in the sense of you got to make new jerseys all the time. You're gonna have shitty ones. You're gonna have great ones. Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Another jersey or like a brand new team, you're making so much money off of actually being a good.
They only have 2 jerseys. Well, 3, I guess, if you count the white.
No, they have 4.
They have 4.
They have those red ones. They also
with the
have
star.
Those,
yeah,
red
I was
ones
thinking
with the stars,
that one.
And then they have those gold ones.
Oh yes, they have.
They just wore those the other day.
Yeah, I forgot they have with the gold helmets and shit.
Well, they don't always wear the gold helmets. That's
but isn't it with the jersey? I thought they usually
wear like they don't. They do usually with that jersey, yes, but they don't usually actually wear that helmet all the time. They do it every once in a while.
Every time I've seen it, I swear I've seen the gold helmet, so that's why I just presumed it was.
Yeah, no, they do.
Because I know the Kings, when they wear their alternates, they wear the silver buckets.
Yeah.
Which are, oh boy, those things are awful too, by the way.
You don't like the silver buckets?
I don't like silver and the gold buckets. I don't like any shiny on the bucket. Bucket should be black, white, or like dark blue or something to me.
Are you like just not in tune with what's going on?
I'm pretty boring when it comes to hockey looking, honestly. I don't love See, okay.
You guys don't know Fathom?
Bro, I almost failed 7th grade art. How do you fail art in 7th grade? If Jordan was here, he would be able to defend me because we both almost failed 7th grade art.
That's tough.
We
That's horrible creativity.
We have terrible creativity. We hate drawing and coloring. Basically none.
Coloring so much. I hated it. Point in time where, like, God, did I color a lot? I loved coloring.
No, I don't like it. I never have, really. I remember in high school, we had a choice. We had to take 3 art classes out of 4 that were available. The 4 available was drama, which everyone took. Visual art, which is just like drawing and painting and shit like that, which a lot of people took, except for me. Dance and choir.
You were probably all over that.
I took dance, choir, and drama over drawing any day. And I do not regret my decision for 1 second.
Ballerina or what?
Yeah, I learned how to do... Yeah, exactly. Well, there was only 4 guys and 20 girls and all dancers, so...
Wow, dude, that's just manly. That's
what it is.
What kind of dance did you do though? Like, were you like doing tap? Or, like,
no.
Dance were you doing? Like,
you gotta
give me some info here. This is pretty weak.
Oh yeah, this is pretty weak. We did a couple different stuff. We did a little bit of like, I think it was like hip hop.
I feel you're trying
jazz.
To explaining this.
I'm not. I'm trying to think of what they're called. We did a little bit like hip hop, jazz dances.
Yeah.
No shoes, like we didn't have like tutus on and like tap shoes or anything. But like I learned how to do a kickball change. I know what that is. It's a step into what you do leading into almost every dance move, apparently. Whether that's true, I don't know, but that's what my teacher told me.
My sister did dance, so yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't awful.
The pirouettes and stuff.
Yeah, man. Mainly it was just like footwork. Like it really wasn't a lot of. There was no graceful stuff like.
Did you get better at skating like instantly or what?
Not not really. Balance was probably a little bit better, but I was also growing around the same time, so I was kind of.
How old were you?
Oh, this is grade 9, so I would have been like 14.
Dancing in grade 9. Hey?
Yeah. Well, because you only had to take the arts for 1 year, and then you didn't have to take any after grade 9, but you had to take 2 or 3.
Did your buddies just rip you for that? For like
Jordan was in it with me. Jordan was in dance with me. Well, ask him about next podcast.
Anybody else? Like
I had 3 buddies in dance with me, and surprisingly, because
all through high school.
No, because I always justified it because I people tried to rip me a few times because they said, "Oh, what a loser! You're taking dance." I was like, "Okay, you tell me." Look at all the girls who are in dance. Like, okay. I was like, how do they look? He's like, pretty good. I was like, yep. I was like, no, my guys are in there. 4. Not a creeper. No way. Don't place that, like, typecast me like that. Come on now. No, I just said, well, you're sitting there drawing ponies and houses. I'm dancing with girls, so.
It does sound good.
It sounds pretty good when I put it that way, and that's exactly how it was there.
Stuck to that. Stuck to it.
Oh,
back.
I met a couple good friends in that class too, where I would go to parties with and have high school experiences, just chilling, doing dumb shit. So can't complain by any means. And honestly, I didn't have to draw one damn thing in high school, so I'm happy.
Dude, I can't believe 15 minutes has gone by, and have you not noticed the big news that broke here, bud?
What big news broke?
Reportedly expected to add Hall of Famer Jimmy Rutherford to the front office. Near deal is what they say.
I heard his name.
Boy.
Yeah, I've heard his name up in talks with a couple of teams. I heard him with the Habs. They were entering Canucks.
It's unknown if he'll serve as president and general manager or just president. He'll probably won't be the general. I don't know. He might be the interim general manager until Sedin's coming back for a general manager.
Well, here. I got a theory.
Because I'm sure he'd like to do anything different than what he was doing with Pittsburgh, because like that was a long, stressful period of trying to go
Won
for
2
it.
cups. Won 2 cups.
Yeah, I know, but like what I'm saying is that like I'm sure he'd like to not
do it differently.
Try to be in that, not be in that scenario and
do a proper rebuild and then compete. Yeah, with the team.
Yeah,
you
see
build.
how he is on the other side of the trades instead of always being on the one
buying
side.
Yeah, for sure. What I think will happen is, because it seems pretty obvious they want the Sedins to take over the team eventually in management. No doubt. And I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to get a chance. I think one will be president or both general managers or whatever of some sort.
It doesn't sound like they're ready for it.
No, and that's where I'm leading. I think Jim Rutherford will be the interim manager. They'll learn under him. And in 3 to 5 years' time, Sedins will take over.
I feel like Jimmy's a guy you hire and don't give a name to.
Like, just be like, going, man? you're the GM president.
These are everybody's numbers. Peace out, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Look forward to hanging out with you.
Good luck with this cat situation. But
good luck
no.
getting rid of Tyler Myers.
Yeah. No, I think that's what's going to happen if he gets hired. There's other names I'm hearing out there too that are in the mix. Leafs assistant general managers in the mix with Vancouver. I'm hearing. What other names did I hear? I heard Patrick Waugh and
somebody brought up Lou one time. I think
that
I don't know what he's up to. Yeah,
he's not leaving the Islanders. Like they're having a bad season, but
no.
Robert
Lalonde.
Okay.
Other Lou.
Oh, Roberto.
Other old Lou.
Sorry, I forgot about...
Not mega old Lou, but...
Luongo makes 0 sense to be a GM right now, though. If the Sedins aren't ready, why would Luongo be ready?
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I'm trying to bring up names that
for sure. Like, you definitely heard them, but I want to debunk it right away, because, like, I don't believe that, sure. Right? It's the same with Patrick Waugh in Montreal. Like, that's why I haven't brought it up. It's been talked about for, like, 3 weeks now.
No way I'd hire him.
Not a chance. Not a chance. I wouldn't even hire him as a coach.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
something about him just puts me off a little bit nowadays.
He's not got the greatest temperament.
Yeah, like
what I hear. He's kind of a crybaby at times. Well, goalies are never normal. We knew that. We know that. Most goalies are never normal, but except for Gibson, I did hear Gibson is very normal goalie considering.
Nice.
That's what Zegras says. Zegras said that if he had never known he was a goalie and never knew, he would have never guessed.
Yeah. Hey. Cool.
But
cool.
No. I got one more thing just to bring up. It is going to take like 5 seconds to bring up, and then I got nothing else for today's, but do you know what Shea Weber calls Cole Caulfield in the dressing room when he was there?
Flower.
His nickname around the team is the Cock.
Like Lecoq genre.
Yeah, from the Love Guru. Oh my god, I love that.
That's awesome. No way.
Apparently he's just a tripod out there, the little man. Caulfield is what the rumor is around the team, so they call him the Cock.
Thanks for letting me know that. Needed to know that.
I feel like I had to say, that's hilarious. Oh, the Cock. Oh, what a nickname. Hey, there's way worse nicknames to be called than that in your first day in the locker room with boys. So
yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very, very good point.
But do you have anything else to add before we kind of close out this podcast? I think we'll do we'll do Vegas next podcast.
Yeah, we'll find another time. We got fairly through that, so no, nothing.
You got nothing else?
Good, dog.
All right, then let's close out this podcast, guys. Go follow us on our social medias on Twitter, Instagram at The Couch on Ice. You can follow us on our YouTube channel. We're going to put something out soon, hopefully. I got nothing else to say. See you guys next week. Hopefully Jordan will be here. Other than that, peace. Oop.
Just going to take a piss.